Guys, thanks for joining me today. It's Jason Williamson, and we are going to look at the real estate market around Charleston, South Carolina, including downtown, Mount Pleasant, Daniel Island, James Island, Johns Island, Summerville, and North Charleston. Find out what things are selling for year over year, February 24 versus February 25. How have things changed? Stick around and find out. Hey guys, it's Jason. We are looking at the market around Charleston, and we're going to start downtown, in the center of it all, kind of. And the median sale price, and this is year over year, February of 25 versus February of 24. The median sale price in downtown Charleston is down about 9% to $890,500. Um, the number of homes sold last year, we had 23 homes sold in February. This year, they closed on 26. And the days on the market is way up over last year. Last year, the average days on the market was about 60. And this year, the average days on the market for a property in downtown Charleston was 135 days on the market. And that's due to multiple factors, of course. Interest rates play a big part of it, and the number of homes that are available also, which we are seeing more homes available recently. Um, the sale to list price was this year is 95%. So homes are selling for almost 5% below list price. Only 3.8% sold above list price in February. And homes with price drops, they didn't have enough information to give us that information. But we are seeing less homes. Um, for sure, we're seeing less homes sell above list price. You can see this graph, and if we look at the 3 year and the 5 year, 2022 was kind of the peak of the market. You had almost 25% of the homes in downtown Charleston selling above list price. And at this point, we are less than 5%. So, interesting information. Homes that have sold recently, so you can get an idea. This one on Wentworth Street. This is at the corner of Wentworth and King Street, right downtown in the middle of everything. Sold just over 3 million. It's 3 bedrooms, 3.5 baths, and about 1,900 square feet. Cool place, cool building. You can see the flooring, very nice. Look at these windows. These are very nice, historic area. That kitchen is really cool. Opens out to the living room and dining room. Ceilings, look how high these ceilings are. Very cool. That's a neat place. Get back to the list here. This one quite a bit smaller, 1,100 square feet, sold for $841,000. That sold, excuse me, on February 24th. You can see this one is between Meeting and King, between Broad and Market. So that again, right in the middle of everything, um, right next to the Museum of Art, Gibbs Museum of Art. Uh, Not many pictures to look at for that one. The rest of these, it doesn't look like are going to have pictures. Um, this one on George Street was, it appears to be a single family home, 3 George Street, 1,800 square feet, sold for 1.1 million. Um, we've got a condo or an apartment on Princess Street, 2,500 square feet, sold for 2.2 million. Another condo on Gadsden Borough, 1,600 square feet, almost 1,700 square feet, sold for 1.5. Take a look at that one. Looks like a newer building. Very nice views. Nice open plan. Nice finishes. Look at this closet. Very nice. And this one on Lawrence Street. Beautiful. 6 bedrooms, 6 bathrooms, 3,600 square feet. And this one sold for $4.4 million in February of 25. Pretty house. Love that front door. Huge island. It's like some original brick floor. That's cool. Beautiful courtyard and pool out there. Very cool. So that's it's kind of the market around downtown Charleston. Prices are down a little bit. I do expect them to go back up, especially if the rates come down. Um, yeah, I do expect prices to go back up. If you if you're familiar with Charleston real estate, you wonder how much higher they can get, but that's just depends on what somebody's willing to pay for it. So. Hey guys, thanks again for joining me. It's Jason Williamson. I'm a real estate agent and consultant. I appreciate you being here. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and ring that bell for notifications so you don't miss any market updates and any other content that I'm putting out here. Appreciate you. Hey guys, now we're going to look at the market around Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. Again, February 25 versus February of 24. You can see that this is from redfin.com. The median sale price in 25, February 25 is $902,000. That is up 16% year over year. So last year in February, the median sale price was just under 800,000, and now we are over 900,000 for the median sale price. Number of homes sold last year we had 126, and this year, or actually, I'm sorry, this year we had 126 sold, and last year we had 134 homes sold. And the median days on the market is up this year to 81. Last year in February, we were at about 45 days on the market. So we are seeing more listings. We are seeing longer times on the market, but the pricing is remaining strong. So even though there's more competition out there, the prices are staying high, um, which is interesting. Um, Usually more listings turns it more into a buyer's market. Um, and we're still seeing those, which would bring prices down a little bit, or at least level them out. And we've seen some big gains year over year. Um, right now, sale price to list price is about 97%. So houses are selling in Mount Pleasant at about 98% of list price. So the homes that sold above list price were 16.7% houses sold above list price. And you can see over the last 3 years, that number has come down quite a bit. Um, the ones that sell above list price, I will tell you, they're updated, they are clean, they are priced right. That is, and pricing it right to begin with is the biggest key to doing that. Where are people moving from? With the whole Charleston area, people are coming from all over the country. That's the, interesting thing. They're coming from Washington, California, Chicago, New York, DC, Atlanta. Um, they're coming to Charleston. And where are people leaving? People are leaving to go to Columbia, Greenville. I mean, they're staying, Florida. They're definitely staying in the Southeast when they leave here. So, um, that's interesting. Homes that have recently sold in Mount Pleasant. So right here, we've got a nice brick, 2,300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms. That one sold for $780,000. List price was $765. So that's one that did go over list price. Let's take a look at the pictures here. Kind of see what we're looking at. Um, Nice, neutral, clean. Got a bright white kitchen. Now this house could use some updating for sure, but what that tells me is they really did price it right for the market. You know, nothing super special here. Um, you've got some dated countertops, dated cabinets. Looks like they went through and sprayed the whole house the same tan color. Um, you know, that's fine as long as you price it right because people are going to understand that they're going to need to do a little work to make it special for them. Um, what else have we got here? Let's see if there's something similar in size. So this one, let's see here. This one's 2,800 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 3 baths, sold for 1.2 million. This one, let's see what it was listed for. We look at the pictures. This one is looking a little more modern. You see the floors, the kind of shiplap wall there, uh, big windows. Wow, look at that. That paint job is very cool. And that bedroom, yeah, kitchen. Got a nice backsplash, nice island. You got microwave and oven there. Nice view of the woods behind you. Big, big windows in the back of the house. Nice pond back here. And very nice tile work in the bathroom. So that's a cool place. These all actually sold in March. Um, Here's another one. This one's a little closer, 2,500 square feet. Sold for, excuse me, sold for just over 1 million. So there's a decent chance that that first one was sold to an investor or someone that definitely had a plan to update it. And you may see that one back on the market in the next couple months. You never know. You can see this one, nice tile work in the bathroom, beautiful glass shower. Yeah, there's the kitchen. Oh yeah, here's the kitchen. Nice island, marble countertop, marble or quartz possibly. Double oven over here, open to the dining room and living room. Really like that. And that one sold for just over $1 million. 28 days on the market for that one. These sold for list price, these two here. So yeah, that's Mount Pleasant. Prices are up. My screen is not cooperating very well right now. Um, but Mount Pleasant's a hot market. It's a beautiful place. If we looked at the school rankings are pretty high for Mount Pleasant. Just a cool place if you can afford it. So, all right, guys, next on the list is Daniel Island. And Daniel Island's median sale price in February of 25 was $1.7 million, 1.668750 to be exact. That's up 26% over last year, last February. February of 24, the median sale price was just under about 1.35, 1.36 million. Um, Number of homes sold is actually down this year, um, down by 23%. 46 homes sold in Daniel Island in February. And days on the market is much higher, 31 more days this year on the market than there were last year. Last year is about 50. This year is just over 80 days on the market. So, we are seeing more listings on the market, but it is not, as you can tell, not really affecting pricing. Um, there is just more to choose from. Competitiveness, Redfin ranks Daniel Island as 34. So homes are selling on average about 3% below list price, and they're on the market on average about 73 days. They say the hot homes sell for about 1% below list and are pending in 36 days or off the market in 36 days. Um, Homes sold above list price is down 10% from last year, February. Oh, February versus February. Um, you've got 4.3% of houses selling above list price um, this year, and you can see just like with every other market, um, the homes selling above list price is coming down um, because the market is getting more balanced. We're seeing more listings, so it's not so much of a seller's market as it has been the past few years. Um, some of the recently sold homes here, you've got 5 beds, 4.5 baths, 3,100 square feet sold for 2.2 million. That's 2% below list. And you can see that one is right there on the map. Um, One I want to look at, this one, 480,000. What do you get for 480,000 on Daniel Island? Um, so this is a 2 bedroom, 2 bath, 1,144 square foot condo. Um, you scroll back, scroll through. It is nice, looks nice, nice floors, little dining area there, and a little deck off the back. Um, this could be improved. You could put some quartz countertops or granite. These cabinets are probably nice. I personally prefer a white kitchen, um, as opposed to having the medium grain wood with the darker walls. I would definitely try to brighten something up about that. Just my personal preferences. Bathroom could definitely use some updating, and it doesn't have to be a lot. Again, paint this, put more of a stone countertop in, and that would do a lot for this. I don't mind this tile at all. Matches the floor. I think that's fine. Just update with paint and a countertop. So this is what you get. Community's got a nice, looks like an Olympic-sized swimming pool, um, pond, nice walkways, a little pavilion, gazebo there, and boardwalk. That's it's a it's a nice place. It's not cheap to live on Daniel Island, and that's not a bad place for 480,000 compared to some of the other listings that have sold recently. Um, you can see almost everything is over 1 million. So keep doing that. Check out the next one. All right, guys, this is West Ashley. Um, you can see prices are quite a bit lower than most of the areas we've looked at so far. $495,000 median sale price. That is 12, almost 13% higher than February of 2024. Um, we are, of course, looking at February 25 versus February 24. Um, so 12% higher price year over year, 215 more homes sold in February 25 versus February of 24. That's 25, that's a 24% increase. And median days on the market last year was about 63 and this year's 72. So that's pretty similar for Daniel Island, or I'm sorry, for West Ashley. Um, we scroll down here, West Ashley, with the lower prices, as you might suspect, they're a little more competitive than some of the other areas around Charleston. And the average homes sell for about 98% of list price. Um, and that's about the same as last year. Homes sold above list price is 16.7, and we could probably attribute that at least somewhat to the pricing in West Ashley being so much lower. You're going to draw a lot more buyers. The lower the prices are, the bigger your buyer pool gets. Of course, not everybody can afford the $1 million homes. Um, and they don't really have much information about how many price reductions they've had. In this area, I'm guessing not a ton of price reductions, just based on the lower priced area. They are probably not having to reduce a lot of prices. So yeah, what has sold in West Ashley recently? So, um, as with anywhere, the more updated, and this is all dependent on location, of course, but the more updated, the closer to the water, the more expensive it gets. This one was 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,200 square feet, sold for 425,000. Um, This is kind of the look I prefer a little bit more. I would like to see this flooring match from the living room into the and dining room into the kitchen. Um, but the bright white cabinets, I like that a lot. I would like some kind of contrast here. So you could go with a gray cabinet here, or even I've seen some black cabinets. That's a pretty extreme look, but I have seen that. It's not terrible. It's a little different. You gotta, as far as selling a house, that might be a tough one to sell. It's not exactly what I would call neutral, but this is a nice kitchen here. Um, I do like the black hardware just to give it a little bit of contrast at least. But I'm thinking like a black and white quartz or granite would look really nice. Even a black, you can get granite in a leather type finish. That's a really cool countertop as well. Um, Not mad at the floors. Bathroom could be updated a little bit. Guys, if you want to update a bathroom, check into reglazing. You don't have to tear this out. You can reglaze it. There are companies that can give it a stone look. They can paint it a flat color. And you can even do that with this. Just give it a more updated, give your countertop a more updated look. Paint these cabinets. Um, Yeah, updating doesn't have to mean tearing things apart. pictures of the community. Looks like they've got a community pool here and clubhouse. Oh, nice gym. Yeah. So that one was 425,000 on Sycamore. Where are we? Yeah, I think this is the most expensive one. Is this just off Orange Grove Road? This is a nice, interesting feature there, but it overlooks the wetlands. That's cool. Um, see this pool. Not sure I would have put that in, but it's interesting. It's a nice little feature. Really like the railing on the staircase and the contrast in the steps and the risers. It's a nice sunroom here. Nice big island. I really like this countertop. I've heard these brass fixtures are making a comeback. It's interesting. And then this glass tile backsplash it's busy, but it kind of works here. Look at the views out the dining room windows. Wow. Yeah, this I believe is that kind of that leather finish granite, possibly. Cool light fixture. Wow. Nice bathroom. It is a nice deck. It's a nice deck. This works. Got a hot tub up here. And this covered seating here is really cool. Door space. Oh, and I screened in little gazebo. Very nice. Yeah. Yeah, it's a great location. Yeah, that's cool. So that's kind of what you get in West Ashley. Um, We've got another one here, 358,000. 3 beds, 2 baths, 1,392 square feet. Looks like a townhouse. Dark kitchen. I would really do what I could to brighten that up. I do like the drawers. Drawers are so great. So much better than cabinets. Yeah, this is oh, this is nice. Outdoor fireplace. Yeah, clubhouse. Yeah, that one just needed a few updates, and you can tell that's why the price is what it is on that one. See the schools. This is according to greatschools.com or greatschools.org. I'm not sure what it is, but they rate the schools. Move on to the next one. Hey guys, the next one we're looking at around Charleston is Johns Island, and the market in Johns Island prices. We've seen this pretty much everywhere we've looked. Prices are up about 13% from February 24 versus February 25. The number of homes sold is down about 5%. Sold 154 houses in February 25, and the days on market is longer. We're at 90 days on the market on average, or on the median days on market for Johns Island this year. And last year that would have been what, 57. So interesting. Prices up overall, more listings on the market, more days on the market, but it's not affecting the prices. Um, you scroll down here, is competitive rating is about the same across the board for Charleston. In Johns Island, we're looking at about 81 days on the market, and the hot homes, again, these are going to be the ones, the best location, updated, clean, uncluttered, and most importantly, priced right. Those are on the market for about 35 days. So, sale to list price again, about 98%. Um, Homes that sold above list price in Johns Island, about 10% of those. That's down um, about 2% from last year in February. And again, they don't have a lot of information about price drops. Um, we can look at a few of these. Um, you can see uh, these days on the market. This one sold Three beds, three baths, 2,500 square feet, sold for 859,000. It was on the market 151 days. Four beds, four bathrooms, 3,500 square feet, sold for 789. That was on the market for 178 days. Four beds, three and a half baths, 2,500 square feet. That was on the market for 161 days. Looks like vacant land. Yeah, we'll see. So these are a lot of them over 100 days that have sold in March. Um, yeah, this one sold in 73 days in Fenwick Plantation Road. Um, it's a condo. There you see the kitchen. Tile floor in the bedroom. Some rather loud wallpaper in that bathroom. Loud wallpaper in that bathroom. Boy, they like the wallpaper in the bathroom in this house. Hmm. Looks like that pool may actually be with this house, which is interesting. Yeah, probably more of a community pool. Um, Look at this one. So this one sold for 580,000. Did that say? It was listed for 615, sold for 580. So you can see single family home, garage behind, nice wood floors, staged well. This is why it's important to know the market and get your house priced right, because this house is very nice. It looks really nice. The floors flow throughout the house. Um, open from the kitchen. I don't mind these dark cabinets because there is contrast here and there's a lot of natural light. Um, Nice island. Yeah, I just think this one probably started out priced way too high. And when you do that, the house is going to sit. Yeah, you have to you have to get them priced right. And I'll tell you, you think you might get a little more by pricing it a little higher. Usually what ends up happening is you end up losing. Usually you end up losing money when you price it too high, trying to get a little bit more and you end up with way less. Looks like a nice community there though. Yeah. See, this one, it took a while, but it sold at list price. This one sold a little under. This one sold for 35,000 under list. So, so next we will look at James Island. All right, guys, what is going on in the housing market on James Island, South Carolina? Um, so as you can see, home sale price February 24 to February 25, we are up 25%, 700,000 median sale price. Um, Last year we were at, gosh, under 600,000. So that's a huge jump. Number of homes sold, only 10 houses sold on James Island this year. Last year was also 10. Um, so it's not a huge market as far as how many houses sell. Um, it is a high-priced market, of course. And days on the market last year was in the 30s and 40s, and this year we were looking at 91 days on the market. Um, so that is indicative of the entire market overall. Um, Everywhere we look, homes are sitting on the market longer. We're seeing more price reductions. Um, and it is just because there's more houses for sale. Um, Sellers are kind of starting to move a little bit. A lot of the people that, around COVID, instead of selling their houses, they decided to stay and update them and try to make them what they wanted. A lot of those people have realized, you know what, this isn't what I want. It's not where I want to be. It's not the right size. It's not, whatever. A lot of it is, families that sat where they were throughout COVID and didn't want to move or couldn't move at that time, and now they're able to. So we are seeing a lot more inventory, um, and it's really interesting that the prices are staying high. Average days on the market. So, this says 53 days. Oh, that's the median. Okay. So median versus average. Average is 53 days. Median is 91. Um, and homes are selling at about 97% of their list price overall. Um, that is up from about 96% last year. We are seeing 20% of the houses on the market with price reductions, though. And that is about the same. It's down a little bit from last year. Um, where are my recently solds? So recently sold on Johns Island. Looks like we had a rush of lower priced houses sell in February. This is 1,000 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1 bath, sold for 459,000. Um, got a nice big yard. Side, looks like probably original wood floors, but they look to be in pretty good shape. Kitchen could use some help. These floors actually probably need to be refinished, but I kind of like the look of them. Um, I like the contrast. I like the old rustic style. This is always an interesting situation. Most people would rather have laundry than not, and would probably be willing to deal with this situation. Some people, that would be a deal killer for sure. Like the subway tile shower. Okay. This one is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 1,100 square feet. This one sold just over list price, but it took 214 days on the market to do it. The thing that this isn't showing me is the price history. Um, that's the estimate, Redfin's estimate. This isn't showing us where it started and where it ended up. If your house is on the market for 200 days, you definitely need to reduce the price. That's some nice staging. That carpet might need some help. Could use some updating for sure. Here's $1.6 million, 4 beds, 3.5 baths. It's nice. Love those front doors. Oh, and the stone in the entryway. Very cool. And if you have a house that has this kind of feature, don't paint it, don't get rid of it, match things to it. Like this fireplace. A lot of times you see people whitewash them. That can look okay. If it's in bad shape, yes, but typically I would rather see that left alone and kind of match the rest of the things around it. You can make it look very, very cool and updated by just matching the things around it with more modern finishes. Like this butcher block countertop on this little snack bar here. It's a good way to pull it together. You could also put like a live edge slab on top of that. Nice bay window there in the little nook area. I like the bookshelves. Really like the old revamped furniture for the vanity. See more of that stone flooring. And a lot of that, that can come from doing additions. If you do an addition on top of a patio like this, very cool idea just to leave that as the flooring. There's more of the brass, the brass fixtures making a comeback. Nice house. So that's James Island. I think I'm going to do one more community. Hey guys, looking at Summerville housing market, February of 25 versus February of 24. Um, this is one of the more affordable areas in the Charleston area. And we were in Summerville this weekend. I was talking to a couple that had been here for about 10 years, and he said when they were moving here from the Dallas area, he said if it's got island behind it, forget it. Get it off your list. And he's kind of right. Those are John's Island, James Island, and Daniel Island are the more expensive areas for sure, along with Mount Pleasant. But Somerville, you can see the median sale price is holding pretty steady, down not quite a 0.5% year to year. Median sale price, 348,000. Number of homes sold is way down from last year. 48 houses sold in February of 25. And in February of 24, we were up around 80. So that is a big drop. And the days on the market for the houses in Somerville is 79 days on the market. Last year was about 60. So interesting. This is the first one, I think, that we've seen where the price didn't go up by double digits percentage wise. Um, we do have same kind of competitive numbers. Average listing stays on the market about 76 days. Hot listings can sell 36 days or so. Um, we've talked about the reasoning for that. In Somerville, uh, sells sale to list price is about 100%. They sell right around list. Home on average, they sell right around list. Homes sold above list price is pretty high here. It's actually 27% of the houses are selling above list price. That's 3% higher than last year. And you're also seeing 21% of houses with price drops. So the reason, again, for that number is not knowing the market well enough. Um, you really have to do your research and find houses that are like yours to compare to. Um, Size, condition, location, the closer you can get to your house, the better idea you're going to have of how to price it. And we always look at sold listings to figure out how you should price your house. Um, we do look at the active market as well because we want you to be competitive versus what the active listings are. So if your house versus one other house are the same in the buyer's eyes, you obviously want to be the lower price in that scenario. Whether it's $1,000 or $5,000, you want to be a little lower, um, so that that buyer will lean toward yours a little bit more. Um, so. What has sold recently in Summerville? This looks like a condo, townhouse, 3 beds, 2.5 baths, 1,400 square feet, sold for 300, just over 300,000. This is a cool community and a nice looking place. Scroll through here. I like the floors, the kitchen, the colors work well, big windows. Um, yeah, yeah, with the big island. I do like that. That looks nice. Like bedrooms are all upstairs. Kind of plain Jane in the master bathroom, but that's okay. Especially trying to get it sold. If you're not sure, neutral, neutral, neutral. Nice community pool. Kitchen. Yeah, kids would love it here. Hmm. So there's a water slide over here, and then there's a big playscape area over here. Probably fish in that little pond there. Shoes, splash pad. Very neat place. That one was on the market 65 days, 1,473 square feet. You can see the price. This looks like same area. Yeah, same road actually. 334 to 301. You get 5 beds, 3.5 baths for about $33,000 more. So, what else we have? Yeah, these prices are very reasonable. It's a big house here. Two-car garage. Like the wood floors. Wish they would have got those boxes out of there for the pictures. It's a nice living room. This kitchen, I'm not a fan of the countertops, but other than that, swap out those countertops and it's pretty nice. I love the ceiling here in the master. Not sure why we need a close up of a close up of a dingy faucet in the bathroom. That's interesting. I think that's a photographer being a little too artistic for his own good, maybe. I like this tile here. Very cool. And I actually like the orange paint as well. Looks really good with that gray and the matching mirror. Yeah, if you're gonna do a close up of a faucet, make it an artistic faucet. Guys, stuff like this, these little paint scuffs, it doesn't take much to clean that up. Touch up the paint. You may only get one chance to make an impression on your buyers. Why not do something easy like that? I would never ask anybody to replace a fence. You can see it was falling down. Maybe if you're able to make some repairs on it, if you're able to spray a coat of paint on it, that's fine. But stuff like that laundry room, that's easy to fix. So think about that kind of stuff when you're putting your house on the market. Those are the ones that sell fast and create a lot of excitement. So I actually think I'm going to do one more community. All right, guys, last one on the list today is North Charleston. And you can see here the median sale price in North Charleston right now, or for February of 25 is $320,000. That is down about 5% from February of 24. Um, we had 95 houses sold in February of 25. And last year in February, there were just over 140 houses sold in North Charleston. So that's a big dip, 35% down. And days on the market is actually lower. We're seeing lower days on the market in North Charleston than we were last year, 53 versus 66 days on the market last year as a median. So that's interesting. Um, Average days on the market is about 64. So 64 days on the market. Houses are selling about 1% below list. The hot listings are always around list price or a little higher. and they are 34 days on the market for the nice ones. Um, Sale to list price about 98%. So again, you're getting about a 2% discount overall. Um, Homes sold above list price is 16, almost 17% houses are going above list. That is down from last year's number, slightly, just down about 2%. And homes with price drops is about 25%, 26%. So that's up about 3% over last year. Um, Basically the same reasons we've been talking about. Look at what's sold in North Charleston recently. Again, these are March sales. Looks like everywhere from 325 up to 1 point, almost 1.3 million. We'll take a look at that one. Nice pool. I like leading with that picture for sure. Um, nice pool. Hmm. Not sure if that's a guest house or just a big pool house rec room area. Got the original wood floors. Not mad at that. They don't look bad. Okay. Kitchen looks like quartz. Dark wood cabinets, stainless steel. This floor is a little rough in here. Looks like it's seen some water damage, along with some pet damage, maybe. Yeah, granite counter over here, and then it looks like quartz on the peninsula there. I like that backsplash. I like the dark brown paint. That's not going to be for everybody, but I like that a lot. I like color. Yeah, these floors, I retract my statement. I am kind of mad at them. Definitely need some work. Okay. There's another close up of a faucet. That one at least has some character. I like the tile in that shower. I really like this seat when they contrast the stairs and the riser. And this one includes the rail. That's nice. Does the house have a basement? Oh, nice bar area. Hmm. You've got a professional oven. Z-line. Chef's kitchen down there for sure. So photographers, it's cool if you can kind of lead us through the house as it's laid out instead of bouncing back because we have no idea which building this is in. This, I'm guessing, is the brown building. It's kind of a maybe kind of a pole barn. Yeah. But now we're in a bedroom. So maybe it's a guest house with a garage. It's just kind of hard to follow when we bounce around. So that could be an income property. Um, this is another thing. Like, you can possibly not add value to the house or the property, but if you power wash this patio area, it's going to clean it up and at the very least, what's it cost you? Half an hour of time, and it's going to help the house sell faster at the very least. It's going to make a better impression on your buyer. See again, where is this? Maybe that's a 2-unit building. It's a cool property. Not far from the river. It's just hard to tell where everything is, which building everything's in. But obviously it's cool. It sold for 1.2, almost 1.3. They did take quite a hit off the list, 1.47, 13%. And it was on the market for 84 days. That's not terrible for $1 million house. $185,000. What do you get for that? 30 days on the market. Yeah, that's not surprising. At that price. 3 beds, 1 bath, 1,248 square feet. Where are we? Right off of 26. Not far from the outlet mall. Hmm. Looks like a little modular home. Definitely needs some work. Got a panel hanging off the dishwasher. Cabinets are a disaster. A lot of clutter. I mean, even if a house isn't in the best condition, you can clean up this clutter. It doesn't have to be there for pictures. It doesn't have to be there for showings, and it might get you a few extra dollars. I know there's a lot of clutter here. It all depends on the situation. I'm not trying to be too much of a hard ass, but these are things, if you can put in that little extra effort, Finish the drywall and finish the paint. You might have gotten your listing price. An extra 10,000 would have paid the commission. Would have paid the commission on both sides. So this kind of stuff you can clean up. I don't care if you pack this building full of all the clutter that's in the house. At least the house is going to look good. And people can see, I mean, this is just a garage space anyway. Um, you know, this building's empty. Just put all the garbage out here. So you can buy something for less than $200,000 in North Charleston. Yeah, they took a $10,000 hit. And I almost promise you, if they would have cleaned it up and decluttered, they would have got that 10,000, maybe more. Hey guys, thanks again for being here. Again, Jason Williamson, real estate agent and consultant. Whether you're moving across town or across the country, from South Carolina to Michigan to California, I can help you anywhere in between. So give me a call or shoot me a text at 888-464-1660. Again, call me or text me anytime, 888-464-1660. We can talk about how I can help you. Thanks again.